K21 B slot. So shape of the first 21 should be like this, where we have Fred and Felipe completely parallel with each other, lined up in a two-way. And then Manuel and Marconi, this is nice, where you have a real big open window here for Felipe and Fred to move out. Very good K build. Right, really like the timing on this one. So again, not a bad build. I would say, if possible, Manuel, if you could open up just a little, see how that window is a little shorter there than this window here that Fred has. So yeah, Manuel, just a little more, instead of being so tight up here, because this is where Felipe is trying to come out, you just shift your center point a little bit to here on the build. You do a good job of fixing that though at the very start of the block. So we've got good time into here. This is a really nice picture. This is where we're seeing Fred and Felipe. They've just done their head switch. They're now trying to get that big J picture, if you like, between these guys. Good synchronicity from Marconi and Manuel. Now we're running out of space in the tunnel here, but I'd like to see if we could keep the rotation happening here. I see that you get stuck pretty much every time, Manuel, against the glass. And I'd like to see if there's some way that we can, once you've gone through to here, it's not a go through and stop. Like, the plan isn't to stop here and then these guys, you have to keep rotating. So Marconi and Manuel, I want you to keep the piece rotating. Marconi seems to have space to kind of keep it moving around, and he doesn't end up with that same tension that you do here at the end of the block. Apart from that, looks really good. All right, this one we have some poor timing at the start of the block. It looks like, Fred, you're ready to go. Felipe hasn't started yet, so we're really mistimed here. And with the lack of space, Fred, you hit the glass and lose your integrity, lose your body position as well here. It's getting worse as well. See this picture here? You're collapsing your whole right side, and so now you drop down against the wall. So out and more neutral. Out, more neutral. There we go. So have a look at this one. So Fred, out, neutral, hold in the J picture, Fred and Felipe. So let's see if there's anything else happening on the front pair. I'd like to see you guys a little more symmetrical at the build, if you don't mind. Again, we've got very different pictures here for Felipe's exit on the block as we have for Fred's. How about trying this? So Manuel, as Felipe comes out, you help him out for sure, but like a dance partner, not like you're trying to throw him there, but you're trying to guide him there, aid him to his position. And rather than you taking your hips aggressively in this point, just see if you can rotate around your center point a little more. That way you won't travel this way and then feel like you have to go this way. It'll be more like, see how Marconi's center point stays a little more in place than yours. Whereas, partly because the build, see how much your center point moves there. And we're trying to keep it more still. Manuel, I'm just trying to give you a little more space so that you can rotate at the finish of the block rather than at the beginning. So it would be not so aggressive with that leg, just kind of more holding your ground. I actually use a little bit of the opposite leg when I'm in that slot until I get to there. And then actually, so for me, if I was talking through this slot now, I would be holding my ground, a little bit of this leg just to start. As Felipe comes out, start the rotation, and then that's when the right leg takes over for the rotation at the end. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so I kind of like what Marconi and Fred have got going on this one. See how Marconi, his center point stays more in line to here at this point, and then he starts his rotation. Very different dynamic. Look at the way that these guys keep the integrity of their piece through the move. It's a little better.